Today we released the first major upgrade to the Compass Winery Brewery Distillery Locator app. And you can see the landing page is very similar. We have the icons that show the number of establishments per industry. The one thing that did change is you'll see we have a location and name search have been broken out to their own separate activities, and we have the pre-existing states and province search. We'll go ahead and start with the location search. And the first thing you'll notice that's different is we have both the list view and a map view on a view pager. But the list view operates just as before. We have the miles, the distance from the establishment to the device. If you click on the map view, you can see that there's easier interplay than the previous version, going back between lists and map. And here we have the DC area. And you can see that there's no filter, so it shows all the establishments. If we wanted to filter, we click the icon at the top, and then you can see we can just break it out. If we're not interested in breweries, we can just remove the breweries. You can see we do have one cider house near us, Great Shoals. So if you just go ahead and click it, it'll take us to the establishment page, which is very similar to the previous version. We have the information that's integrated with the device, like the phone, the email address, and the URL. From left to right, going through the icons here, we have your navigation, Foursquare, weather, Facebook, Twitter, and a new share icon. So if you want to share anything to any of the other social media apps that you have, you can go ahead. The one part that is new is the weather API that we're using. You can see that it shows a full week now. You can see today's pretty nasty with the rain, but if you're thinking about going out over the weekend, it gives you a nice 5-6 day outlook. So let's go back, and we can also see the side panel that has our menu now. And if we want to go to the states and provinces, you can see it's pretty much the same. The number of establishments by industry broken out underneath the states, and if you turn the device to the horizontal view, the cideries will also be listed. We'll go ahead and click California, and the list view is very similar. Gives you the name and city of the establishment. If you do the map view, you'll see that California is a little bit different because it has so many establishments that we use map clusters, and all you got to do is click on each one and drill down, and you get closer and closer to a more localized view. Filters work just the same. Suppose you're a beer person, you don't really care about the wineries, you go ahead and take them out, and we lose the clusters, and now you can go ahead and narrow into whatever location you want. If you don't, you can go ahead and add the wineries back, and it takes you right back to the cluster view. Another part of that is we have a search within the list view. So if I finger that, let's go to search, and suppose you're not exactly sure, but you know there's a 2 in the name. Then you can go ahead and you can see we get all the establishments with the 2 in their name, and as before, these are mapped, and you can go ahead and click, and for this one, 2 kids. The final major activity is our search by zip code or name, and so this search is, as the hint states, zip code, name, or city. In the previous version, you could only search on United States zip codes. This version includes both actually includes the Canadian postal codes as well. We'll go ahead and do a search just for Washington, and we hit OK. And so not only do we get the establishments that are in the Washington area, but you got Washington, Missouri. We have Brotherhood, that's in Washingtonville, New York, and as before, these are all mapped. A little bit of housekeeping to show. We have a new settings tab where you can see that the search radius, the default is 25 miles. If you want to expand that or shrink it, you can go ahead. We have a Google Analytics setting if you don't want your Google the play that you use. If you don't want any of your clicks that go through to Google Analytics, just go ahead and turn that off. And there's also a refresh data, so suppose that the data refreshes every 12 hours, but you might get a tweet from us saying, hey, we just added a lot of breweries, go ahead and refresh. You go ahead and click the refresh button, and it'll go through and pull in all new data and refresh the database for us. Let's go ahead and home, and that's the new release. And if you have any questions, just send us an email at thecompass@winecompass.com.